some people think that some types of criminals should not go to prison. Instead, they should do unpaid work in the community. To what extent do you agree? Model answer. Due to the wide range of crimes that can result in imprisonment, some individuals argue that not all offenders should be treated equally, and that alternative penalties such as community service could be more appropriate in certain cases. I firmly agree with this viewpoint, as there are many compelling reasons why community service, rather than prison, may offer more significant benefits for both offenders and society at large. One of the primary purposes of imprisonment is to protect society by removing dangerous criminals from the public. In this regard, it is essential to consider whether an individual poses a direct threat to others. Violent crimes such as assault, murder, or robbery clearly warrant imprisonment, as the offenders represent a serious danger to society. However, non-violent crimes, such as drug possession, property theft, or minor financial offenses, do not inherently endanger others and therefore do not necessitate the extreme measure of imprisonment. In these cases, incarceration often proves to be an inefficient solution. It is costly for taxpayers and frequently results in recidivism, with many offenders committing the same crimes after their release. In my view, the ultimate goal of any punishment should be to reform the offender and reduce the likelihood of reoffending. Imprisonment can sometimes have the opposite effect, as individuals are exposed to more hardened criminals, potentially leading them to commit more serious crimes. By contrast, community service can offer an opportunity for personal growth and rehabilitation. Offenders who are tasked with contributing to society through unpaid work are not only helping others but are also learning valuable skills, gaining a sense of responsibility, and, in some cases, developing empathy for those they have harmed. Such an approach encourages offenders to reintegrate into society in a positive and constructive manner, potentially breaking the cycle of crime and punishment. Critics of this rehabilitative model argue that community service may not serve as a strong enough deterrent for potential criminals. They believe that harsh penalties, such as long prison sentences, are necessary to send a clear message that criminal behavior will not be tolerated. However, research has shown that lengthy prison terms do not necessarily prevent crime. In fact, countries with higher incarceration rates often experience similar or even higher rates of recidivism. Moreover, the deterrent effect of harsh punishments is questionable, as many individuals who commit non-violent crimes may not fully grasp the long-term consequences of imprisonment or may not fear the punitive system in the first place. In conclusion, the argument that certain offenders should be given community service instead of prison is both practical and beneficial. Non-violent criminals, who pose no immediate threat to society, can serve the community and simultaneously reform their behavior. This alternative not only saves public funds but also promotes rehabilitation and reduces the likelihood of reoffending. As such, it is essential that criminal justice systems adopt more flexible approaches, based on evidence and outcomes, to effectively deter crime and promote positive change.